chop wood, carry water, get to work. Hi, and welcome to Helping You Perform. I'm your host, Paul Teasdale. Over a career working with high-performing teams from across the globe, including 7 years working with Formula One team McLaren, I've learned a lot about what it takes to drive results. In this weekly podcast series, I'm going to be bringing you tips, tricks and insights from the world of Formula One that you can apply to your organisation for your high performance. Enjoy. Hi everybody, and welcome to another show of Helping You Perform, where I bring my tips, tricks, insights and stories from the world of Formula One and beyond to help you accelerate your own performance. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode 70, where I talked about this phrase of looking to win your own race. So in this series, I've been talking about sort of phrases and sayings that for me epitomise high performance and the high performance mindset. And in this episode, I couldn't do this series without reflecting on a phrase that I came across from one of my amazing guests on the Helping People Perform podcast series, where I've interviewed the amazing Dan MacQueen. So I'm going to leave the link in the show notes below to that episode, and I highly recommend you go and listen to that, listen to Dan's amazing story, and pick up on all the nuances and things that you can take that are going to really accelerate your own performance. And if you're looking for a great speaker, can't recommend him highly enough. But the aspect of that, and the thing that I'm going to steal with pride from Dan, because I know he'll be okay with me sharing this to the wider world, was the amazing phrase and saying that I hadn't come across before, which is chop wood, carry water, get to work. Now, in the context of Dan's story, and in the context that he was bringing this, it's all about how do you, in that moment where things don't seem to be going well, and if you listen to Dan's story, that's I'm probably understating things to the highest degree there. But if things aren't going well, what do you do and what can you do to keep moving? And the things that you can do are to chop wood, carry water, and get to work. And what I took from that phrase was it's just about taking that next step. It's about getting on with the things that you need to get on with. Taking those steps and those things that get you through the day. So the chopping wood, you've got to do that. If you're out surviving, you've got to chop wood, you've got to carry water, you've got to get to work. Otherwise, you're not going to survive. So when you're looking to get back to that high performance state and you've been knocked down for whatever reason, you can just take those steps that are just going to keep you surviving. The things that you have to do on a day-to-day basis to keep you going, those small actions that mean you're just carrying on with day-to-day life, even if that's not at your peak performance just yet, but you're taking the steps in the right direction to move forward, to actually take positive action that helps you ultimately to get back to that state where you can be high performing. And so it's a simple phrase, but it's got so much complexity to it. I'd love to hear what other people's interpretation is of this. And Dan, if you're listening, I'd love to hear some of your explanations and elaborations on that phrase and where you heard it from. But this, for me, is something that really epitomizes that mindset of just getting on with the job in hand. Chop wood, carry water, get to work. So if you can take some lessons from that, I'd love to know what that is for you, because for me, it's all about when things aren't going so well, just taking those next steps to keep moving forward in a positive manner. And as always, I'd love to hear how you're taking these stories, you're interpreting them for yourself and your team and your organization, but most of all applying them, because it's with that application that you actually get to see the results. And that consistency of application is the thing that's going to get you to that high performance state. So as always, a really simple episode this one, but as always, please get in touch. Let me know how this is hitting home to you, what impact it's having on you and your team and your organization. And if I can help in any way, please reach out and I'd love to share those stories. So remember to check out the episode with Dan, and I'll leave the contact details for his website as well and his LinkedIn contact. I'm sure he'd love to connect with more of my listeners out there as well. So remember, key phrase from today, chop wood, carry water, get to work. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Helping You Perform podcast. If you found value in this episode, please take a moment to like, share, or review the podcast. You can reach out to me at any time, either through LinkedIn or through my website at www.paulteasdale.co.uk. I look forward to speaking to you in the next episode.